Hey guys, today I'm going to coil a pot, and the type I'm going to make is the double jar that I showed you when I talked about the ancient pottery challenge. If you don't know what the Ancient Pottery Challenge is, that's that series of 10 unique forms from the ancient Southwest that I'm going to recreate this season. And you can make the same ones and upload the pictures of your work with the hashtag Ancient Pottery Challenge to share. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link right up here and you can watch that yourself. So the double jar is those two jars that are interconnected with a little tube and then a strap across the top. So in order to do that, I have two identical pookies that I'm going to use, and I will form two identical jars, get them all smoothed and ready, and then I will cut a hole and connect them. In order to keep the video rather short and watchable, I'm probably only going to show the creation of one of the jars, then I'll make the other jar, and then I'll show the connecting and the finishing of it. Okay? Let's get started. Okay, here's one. Now I'll use my other pookie. I'll make one just like it. I won't show you that process just because it's the same as this one. And then I'll catch up with you when I'm ready to start working on attaching these two into one double jar. All right? Okay, I've got two somewhat identical jars here, about the same size and height. And I've been thinking, I was gonna attach them at this point, but I need to do the bottoms. I need to scrape and fill in on the bottoms. I need to let these firm up more so I can turn them upside down and get the bottoms all taken care of, because once I attach those, they're gonna be really fragile to be flipping over again. I don't wanna be flipping them until they're quite firm. So I need to let these dry and slowly too. So actually now I'm thinking I might not even get to that connection until tomorrow maybe, because I need to let these dry slowly, and then I need to work on the bottoms. So I'll do that, then I'll do the tube and the strap, and then we'll see where we're at, okay? Okay, it's been hour and a half or so, and these have kind of set up a little bit. So now I need to take that bottom edge where the pookie was. You can see there's some gaps in there, there's rough area, and I'm gonna scrape it, fill in the holes. So then, you know, once I attach those two, I won't have to worry about the bottom for a while. Now I've finished the form on this, and I know on most of these Ancient Pottery Challenge videos I've gone as far as the slipping and polishing stage, but this is a delicate beast, and to be honest, I'm kind of afraid to move it, not to mention the fact that you know, it has to dry really slow. I don't want to crack the handle of the connection tube, so I'm afraid to move it, and I certainly want to make sure it dries slow. So it could be days, it could be a week before I get to slipping and polishing. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the building portion of this video, and I will show you this in a later video, you know, at a more finished stage. So that's where that's at. I think the build went pretty well. I think the way I approached it worked really good. The jars are pretty well equal, and that's one of the things I was concerned about, because it's hard to make the same jar twice. You know, they're always, the mouth's a little bigger, the jar's a little wider. So I think it came out okay. I'm pretty happy with it so far. We will see, you know, if it makes it through. With the completion of the double jar, I'm halfway through the Ancient Pottery Challenge. So let's take a few minutes to look at our progress progress so far and the progress of some of you who have been following along. Okay, so I think the first one I made was the little round mug, which is now fired and complete, and that came out pretty good. I said I was going to drink coffee out of it, and I would, except I remembered that the black paint here is manganese and it's toxic, so I have it too close to the lip. If I'd have kept the painting down lower, I would totally drink coffee out of it, but since the manganese paint is right at the mouth, I am not going to drink out of it. But it came out really good. It's actually well fired, and so that came out good. And the next one I did, I think, was the bilobal jar, which I made Tonto Polychrome. This is a replica of the one that I showed in that Ancient Pottery Challenge video, and that came out pretty good too. And then we did the canteen, I think. And that came out nice. Do you remember when I slipped this? I slipped it yellow. That yellow slip then fires a red color. Isn't that interesting? It's just iron, so it oxidizes red. And that was the first time I used that. And so it fired a little darker red than I would have liked, but I'm perfectly happy with it. It came out real nice. I don't think I would actually hang a full canteen of water on these handles. I'm just not confident enough in them. Maybe I'll try this again later and try to work on making more solid handles, because I really would like to put a strap on one and actually try using it. So that's the canteen, and then the last one was the face pot, which I did similar to that Huergos Polychrome example that I showed you that was at Cochise College. And I don't have that orange clay, but I used some local clay from the Safford area, and it's kind of orangey. It's not far from the actual pot. You can compare the colors of the two here and see what you think, but it's pretty close. The design is similar to that one as well. The face is similar, so that came out real good. That one rings like a bell. Now let's look at what some of you have been doing who've been following along on the Ancient Pottery Challenge. So the first one I'm going to look at is Bukit Samal. I don't know what the name of that person is, but this person made a really exquisite human effigy jar. Really beautiful. And then we've got Edward Beale, who did the rounded mug. Real nice. This is obviously in a greenware state. It'd be interesting to see what you do when it's fired. Jeffrey, I'm going to botch this name, Jeffrey Chakara, again, did a really nice human effigy and a face pot. Obviously, this person has some experience with sculpture, because those are really nice. Next, we have Jacob. And Jacob did a lot of them. He did several. He's got the double jar. Jacob has some incised designs on his double jar, which is nice. And then he did the rounded mug, and he did it very similar to mine, where the handle comes up a little bit above the rim like that. And he has a amazingly bright red slip. I don't know if that's a store-bought slip or if he found that somewhere, but that is crazy bright. And then he did the duck effigy jar, and this again is pre-fired. These might all be pre-fired. I'm not sure if I have a post-firing example from Jacob. So if you have that, Jacob, upload it. I'd like to see that. So that's nice. Good try, Jacob. And Jerry Stewart here, he's a bit of an overachiever. He has done all 10 of the Ancient Pottery Challenge pot. Beat me to it by a long ways, because these are not only all made, they're all fired. He put a cord on the canteen, everything. So super nice. Really good job, Jerry. That is surprising. And next we have Somcel Ceramics, which did a little ladle, and it has the rattle handle, which to me, I thought that was just a coil, because it's a pretty small handle. But in the video that he uploaded, if you look him up on Instagram, that handle actually rattles. So good work there. And then Stephanie Mall did a ladle. And this is an interesting form factor on this, because the handle is pretty thick compared to the size of the bowl. But she's got a rattle handle too. So there's also a video on hers showing her rattling the handle. So good work on that. That looks really nice. And then she did the bilobal jar, again with kind of an incised design on it, kind of a fish scale sort of design. And if you look at her Instagram, there's also a picture of this bilobal jar fired. I think this ladle might be greenware in this picture, but you'd have to look at her Instagram to figure that out. Tamara M., she did a double jar. Real interesting double jar there, and she was talking about putting holes in the bottom and planting plants in it, which is an interesting idea. That might be fun. and then a kind of a modern take on a face pot here with glasses and like eyebrows and hair that are from a different colored clay. So that also would be interesting to see post-firing. I assume that's greenware. So that's what I had. I had some people email them to me who didn't do Instagram, and I may have lost some of those. So if you're not listed here and you sent me some, send them again and I will show them on the next one. All right, I appreciate you all participating today in creating these ancient pottery challenge pots and uploading pictures. And when we get this all done, then we'll have a nice video showing everybody's work and what you've done. So keep working at it. Keep uploading those pictures for everybody to see. I think we're making good progress. I need to get busy and get some more of these done. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're enjoying my channel and you haven't already, think about subscribing so you know when the next video comes out. If you'd like to learn more about making coil pottery, check out this video over here, which is going to go into more detail on that subject. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.